Hi, I'm Sheriff Ron Montgomery from the York-Poquoson Sheriff's Office. At 3:25 p.m. this afternoon, the York-Poquoson Sheriff's Office received a call for service at the Ross's department store, which is right up the street in the 6600 block of Moortown Road. The call was in reference to a male who was attacking a female who had just left Ross's and was stabbing her with a knife, was the report. We have video of that. The woman was transported to the hospital. It appears she's going to be fine. While we were en route up here, we, the York-Poquoson Sheriff's Office, we were receiving calls from a witness who was following the person who had committed this assault. We followed this person to the Home Depot, which is behind me. That individual entered the store. James City County Police Department, who was monitoring our radio traffic, because one of the fortunate things in this case is we have a regional 911 center, so all of our dispatchers are in the same location. They were receiving same information that we were receiving, that this individual was inside Home Depot. They had officers come through the store ahead of our officers, probably 60 seconds ahead of it, confronted this person inside the store who had gone into the tool section and gotten a hammer, and by the time this was over with, he had attempted to assault the law enforcement officers from James City County, and they were involved in an officer-involved shooting. Chief Mark Jameson from the James City County Police Department is here as well. We're working this investigation jointly. So any questions that you have about the actions of his officers at this point, I'll turn over to Chief Jameson.
Good evening, Mark Jameson, Chief of Police for James City County Police Department. As the sheriff said, our officers arrived here to assist. Our dispatch, who works at the same building, provided information to our officers that York County deputies were en route to this location regarding a stabbing that occurred. Our officers were close by, and like we have many times before, offered to assist and came over here to see if we could help out. Officers entered the Home Depot, encountered the individual inside who had a hammer. At that time, several commands were given for that individual to drop the hammer. The individual refused, lifted the hammer over his head, and aggressively ran towards the officers when shots were fired. They immediately rendered aid at that time to the individual, called in to have medics arrive, and at the same time, York County deputies were arriving to assist. At this time, this investigation will be led by the York County Sheriff's Department, and I thank Sheriff Montgomery for him and his team. We have full faith in their ability to handle this investigation. We'll work with them, and at a certain point, once a decision is made by a Commonwealth attorney, we are not sure who that is yet, our internal investigation will continue, and we'll look at any policies or procedures that were followed to make sure our officers acted within our policies and procedures. I will say, and the sheriff would echo this, I'm sure, that this profession is getting more dangerous every day. And when we encounter people that are a threat to our officers or our deputies, we have to act. We are responding based on their actions. And this is a very unfortunate incident that this situation occurred. But my goal and our officers' goal is to keep our community safe. I truly believe this individual could have harmed others, and I truly believe our officers acted in their best interest and the best interest of the community. So I'll answer any questions you have of me or the sheriff.
How much time elapsed between the time that the call came in and the individual was found here?
Approximately 7 minutes elapsed between the event at Ross's and the officer-involved shooting here.
How many officers were involved in the
We had at least 5 officers into the store to look for him because we weren't quite sure where he was. 2 officers were directly involved in the shooting.
anyone injured here or elsewhere?
Not that I'm aware of.
No, there was no other injuries other than the suspect.
How many officers fired?
What we know of today, and again, this will be part of the criminal investigation, but what we're aware of right now is 2 officers. We don't believe any others, but again, that investigation will show us if anything else happened.
Do you know how many rounds they fired?
No, that isn't something we would know at this time.
And again, status of that suspect.
He was pronounced dead at the scene.
How much experience do these officers have with James City County Police?
There's varying experience with these officers, up to 20 years, others anywhere between 5 and 10. I don't have their exact numbers, but
the 2 that did the shooting?
That's what I'm explaining. Yes, sir. Yeah, anywhere between 5 and 10 years for one, over 20 for the other.
Oh, I see. And how many times did they ask him to drop the hammer?
I don't have that information available. That investigation will show that information.
Can you say how far apart?
I can't. All I've seen is a video and talking to the sheriff. Their detectives will look into all that and provide that information to a Commonwealth attorney.
Sure.
How-
Can you say how far apart the shooter was from?
We're still gathering cameras from inside the store. We're working with corporate here at Home Depot, and obviously we'll be evaluating that video as we go forward. I don't have that information right now.
How crucial was the help of that citizen that was following that suspect at a safe distance, and to how quickly you guys were able to respond here?
Well, clearly that was critical because we knew step by step where he was. So he was providing up to the date information to our 911 center about the location of that person.
Is there body cam footage of this shooting?
Yes, there is.
Both officers have.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell us a bit about the suspect, age?
He's a 33-year-old male from North Carolina. We're not going to reveal his information right now because we're still working with the local police department down there where he came from to determine next of kin, make sure that they're notified. But we've been in touch with the local police department in North Carolina where he was residing prior to today.
What about the woman that he's accused of stabbing? Is she local or outside?
I'm not aware of where she's from, but there was no, they weren't known to each other. He randomly picked her.
Oh, so they were not together.
No, she was shopping inside the store, and when he came into the store and immediately attacked her as she was leaving.
What was the weapon like?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
The knife that he used, what sort of weapon was it? How big?
It looked like a box cutter, but my investigators are still looking for it inside the store right now. We believe it's still inside the store.
Are both stores closed?
Yes.
The
They
hammer
close.
that he used, was that like a hammer that you would use to,
He got a claw hammer out of the tool section here at Home Depot. That's what he had.
claw hammer?
Yes.
And that's what he was coming at officers with, that claw hammer.
That's correct.
Gotcha. And will these stores be closed in the coming day or two, or is that still?
Home Depot will have to make that decision.
Gotcha.
I'm sure they're not going to be open again for the rest of the night.
And same for the Ross. Obviously.
But no other people hurt in either store.
No one else was injured other than the woman at Ross's who's still being treated across the street at the hospital, and the suspect here.
What's her condition? She said that
She had superficial cuts on both sides of her neck and some bruising on her face where he kicked her when she was still down. But everything I've heard is she's going to be fine.
Do we know her age?
I don't know.
How long did that attack last?
Probably 2 or 3 minutes.
Where in the store did it go?
He attacked her as she was leaving the store, and then the attack continued out in front of the store. That's on video as well.
Are you going to make the video available?
Probably not, because at this point in time, we're going to be providing all of this information to whatever Commonwealth attorney, as the chief said, is going to be handling this. So we won't be revealing any video information to the public until that decision's been made.
This entire swath is York County, right? Or-
Yes, it is.
Was there any argument between them, or any? What precipitated that stabbing?
There wasn't any discussion. When you watch the video, she was leaving, she'd been shopping, and the minute he walked in and spotted her, for whatever reason, it was unprovoked, he attacked her.
Did she have children or anyone else with
No.
her?
There was no one with her in the video, no.
And was that video you're referencing right there, was that something that someone shot, or that was from Ross?
That was a store video from Ross.
And again, just for the time frame, just what time this all unfolded over time.
First call we got was at 3:25 p.m. and approximately 7 minutes later is when the officer involved shooting occurred here at Home Depot.
When was the last officer-involved shooting that you've had in James City?
Would be March of 2025.
That was the one over the blue line.
Correct.
Just how grateful are you all to be? I mean, the random attack that happened there, but again, we had the citizen that was following that person and was able to alert authorities and give them that play-by-play. Just, I mean, the gratefulness that this attack didn't lead to others in the store being attacked by this hammer.
Well, again, it was critical that this person was following at a safe distance. We wouldn't want anybody to get involved with that individual. But the information that he was providing to our 911 center was absolutely critical to us locating him as quickly as we did.
Was that citizen, were they just in the parking lot when they noticed what happened at Ross and followed him over, or were they in
I believe they were actually in the store was the information that I had, and saw what was happening and then followed them in their vehicle.
The other 3 officers that were in the Home Depot, were they not in the vicinity of the shooting?
One was, there were more, there's probably more than 5. I just don't have my numbers exactly right yet, but there are other officers looking for this individual in the store. As people were saying, hey, he's this way, he went this way, because as the sheriff said, he went and picked up a hammer in the tool section. So officers were in the back looking for him. We don't know where actually he is in, and they confronted him up here in the front.
So did the people in the store realize something was off with this guy when he came in?
Yes, because the person that was doing the following had alerted some of these people in here what was going on. So I believe when the James City officers entered the store, they were being directed to the correct aisle by the employees of Home Depot.
And when our officers actually encountered the suspect, there were still people around, and they were asking them, hey, get out of the way, step back, as they were speaking with this individual, trying to get him to drop the hammer. So yeah, there are people inside that saw this, unfortunately, happen, but are also were alerted to get away as we were trying to figure out what this individual was going to do.
I know that the Commonwealth's attorney will ultimately make the decision on whether it was justified, but do either of you want to weigh in on what you think about that?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear your question.
I know the Commonwealth's attorney is going to make the ultimate call on whether it was justified shooting, but do you want to weigh in on what you think? Do you think it was justified? Like, from everything you know now, do you believe that officers were justified in their actions?
Based on the preliminary information that I have from my investigators right now, I believe that the James City County officers did exactly what they were trained to do, and that they took the steps that were necessary to protect themselves and the other people that were in that store.
And I will echo that as well. From what I've seen, our officers acted with courage and bravery to do what they had to do to protect themselves and protect this community. Our community helped protect this community. This guy randomly chose someone to stab. We don't know what he was going to do in here, so I believe that as well from what the sheriff says.
Have either of you been able to view the body cam footage yet?
I have.
You have. Have you, Sharon?
I have seen portions of it, yes.
And just to be clear, were there any York officers inside when the shooting took place?
When the shooting took place, no. We were on scene seconds after that. We were pulling up just as it was occurring.
Have the James City officers get here so quickly? They're already in the area?
Well, if you know the area, we're fairly close
Yeah.
to the county line, and we work very well with the Sheriff's Department. They're a great partner of ours, as well as the City of Williamsburg, but they're close by. Heard our dispatch put the call out and asked, hey, if York was there yet. If anything, we're going to be here to back them up. And we've got a dangerous person walking around stabbing people. If we can help out, we're going to, just like they would help us out in any of these situations. That's what we have here in the Triangle is a great relationship with law enforcement here, and I'm proud to be partnering with the sheriff here, for sure.
And that's like I was talking about earlier, the advantage of having a regional 911 center. The City of Williamsburg, James City County, and the York-Poquoson Sheriff's Office all have their dispatchers in the same area. So they're within close proximity when these calls come in, which gives us a huge advantage up here, because if you're aware, if you come in up Richmond Road, you can cross into all 3 jurisdictions in a matter of feet. So the ability to quickly disseminate information that's going on in James City or York County to Williamsburg just makes the community safer.
So, Chief, how do you, well, I will wonder you, how does this make you feel? It seems such a bizarre case that should people be nervous? Is it just a random kind of event, do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't talk to the state of mind of an individual that would do what they do. I do know our officers, we train at the same academy. They're trained for situations like this. We never want to be in a situation like this. It's tragic for everybody. It's tragic for the individual, their family. It's tragic for our officers, for the citizens that saw this. But we do train for this. We, in law enforcement, we know this can happen. Do we want it to happen? Absolutely not. but we have to be prepared to act when necessary, and our officers did that. It's unfortunate this happened, but they did what they had to do to protect themselves and the community. And we don't want this to happen, but when it happens, we're prepared.
When you began your comments, you sort of made reference to it becoming increasingly dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, just look across the country. Officer-involved shootings, officers, traveling, troopers on the highway. I mean, this job is becoming more dangerous every day, and which makes it difficult for people to want to sign up and do this job. But I'm proud of the men and women of the James City County Police Department, proud to work next to the sheriff and his deputies in this region, because we have such a great region and great employees that come to work every day to protect you. And that's what they do, and I'm proud of that. I'm proud to be part of this organization.
Does it appear that this guy was under the influence of something? Or?
There's no evidence of that right now, but clearly there'll be some forensics done, and there'll be a medical examiner that will be doing an autopsy tomorrow, and I'm sure that we'll learn that as the weeks go by.
I believe you may have said this already. Is that an aged individual?
He's a 33-year-old male from North Carolina.
I know you didn't have the number of rounds that were fired, but do you have an estimate, like more than 5, more than 10, more than 2?
Our investigation will determine how many rounds were actually fired. So I'm like the chief. I'm not going to speculate right now. Based on my experience talking to witnesses, you're going to get a varied number, and that's what happened here too. So my investigators will determine exactly how many rounds were fired.
And again, both officers did fire. Correct.
There are 2 officers that fired.
Gotcha. And those 2 officers, they are okay.
That we know of. Yes,
That we
they
know
are.
of.
Our officers are okay. They are.
And
Thank you.
They got placed on leave routinely.
They'll be placed on what we call modified leave, where they'll still come to the office just in a non-law enforcement capacity until this investigation is completed.
2 male officers? Or?
Yes, sir.
And you guys are both leading these investigations jointly, alongside each other, right?
We're investigating what happened here, and obviously the chief and his staff will be looking at it, like he said earlier, making sure that all their policies and procedures were in fact good. My investigators will be working criminal investigation here.
So 2 separate ones happening, right?
But we'll be collaborating on this as we go along.
Gentlemen, going forward, are you all going to coordinate who's going to release information about what the victims and so forth?
Yeah, we'll work together on that.
Oh yeah.
And the Commonwealth Attorney, I mean, I assume since it was in the jurisdiction of York County, that will be the York County Commonwealth Attorney that will ultimately...
Well, they originally would be the office that would handle this, and whether or not they decide to have a special prosecutor or not, that would be our Commonwealth Attorney's decision. I've had a brief conversation with her to make her aware of it. She's in Richmond at the